And I think it was interesting because they're both very business oriented, not transactional, but business oriented. Nori is the typical early adopter. He was one of the first people who joined Airbnb in Amsterdam as a host. Is entrepreneur, always looking for hacks or do things. He started his own business at the age of 21, you know, so and again, the same pattern. How can we improve? How can we make it better? And not like a feedback about what I think. Of course, it's thoughts, but it's about contribution. And for him, it's like no brainer. Like people are gonna join. Like it's gonna be fun. But he was asking a lot of business questions. How do we make money and the product and ads and yeah. And with Omer, it was, he has this idea that in Israel, he saw that a lot of people working, especially in tech. It's very different from here. In tech, they are working from coffee shops, like coffee places. And usually it's not very convenient because the coffee owners don't like this kind of customers because they think it's not enough money that they earn. And the Wi-Fi sucks for users and sometimes not very convenient and blah, blah, blah. On the other hand, you have a lot of startups in Israel. The startup scene is crazy and trying to find new ways to fight for talent. So they're offering like ridiculous stuff, right? And he thought if I can, so that was the idea. On the one end, I have startups with employees. On the other end, coffee places. What if the startups will pay some kind of a membership fee, and you as an employee, you're guaranteed to have a great Wi-Fi, and nobody's going to bother you, and you know you have an app, and you just book a place and you sit there. So an Israeli startup raised $10 million a few months ago based on this idea, and they expanding in New York, I think only. And he thought it's going to be great for us or to collaborate or whatever. So I started to think about it, and I told you I have the idea that we're going to start with the neighborhood, and then we have enough members, we can go to the coffee shops. But he asked me, how can we, like the whole idea that they are giving money to the coffee owners, regardless of somebody's going to come or not. It's like a gym membership, right? You make money because people don't come. And this is a weird model, in my perspective, because I can understand the incentive of the coffee owners. You have a new consistent revenue stream, right? Or you increase your revenue per customer for those kind of customers. So it's open you a new business, let's call it. And for the startups, it's like a competitive edge to fight for talent. But this is like kind of buying market share. So you need a lot of money. Or I don't know, something doesn't end up. And then I struggled with the idea, like, because I told them two things. It's like Uber, you know, Uber Eats. Restaurants join because other restaurants are there, not because it makes sense. Because it doesn't make sense, by the way. They're taking 30% of your money. Imagine 30% of your money. So it's not economical, it's just because this is the market. And I told them that there are three reasons why a coffee shop or a hotel or whatever will join. One is because somebody else in your neighborhood join, so you have to. It's like a fear of missing out. Two, I'm increasing your revenue. Three, I'm decreasing your costs. And I think the one is better than the other, because it's hard to really guarantee a constant revenue stream. This is like sound like fishy, like a Ponzi scheme or something. Just giving you money. And then I was talking with Shira, telling her about Omer's idea, and then she said, "This is wrong." And we found 5 venues in our neighborhood. They are very artistic. Like we have a theater, community theater next to our house. And they're saying you can hire this place for a workshop or whatever. And it's a very unique space, and probably very cheap. And then I realized something big yesterday. What we are doing, and that's Omer doesn't understand marketplace, and that's why he also a little bit struggles with the understanding business model. But marketplaces, there are let's say two kind of marketplaces. In general, there's many kind of marketplaces, but in general, either you take a current transaction and make it faster, better, cheaper, like Uber, right? Or you utilize unutilized asset, Airbnb. Airbnb did the same thing, like because they make Craigslist better, but Craigslist is only in the US and probably only in certain areas. What they did, they took your empty space and made it some kind of asset that the public can use, so you can make also money. And I was thinking that's exactly what we are doing in the basic of marketplaces, not as the business as a whole. We are utilizing underutilizing assets, your apartment, your space. And Shira told me, there are many places around us that are underutilized, or either they are closed during the day, like restaurants. Some restaurants only open at 5. Can we make those spaces a community-based workspace and utilize underutilized assets? Because if you look at the, it's not a venues. I'm not talking about venues, because venues take a lot of money. The theater is closed during the day because they don't have customers. Only in the night people come to see the theater, right? So what do they do during the day? Nobody doing workshops all day long. So what if it can become a community co-working space that we inject our vibes, our atmosphere, so it's for very cool people. And the last thing I want to mention is, like, we looked at co-working spaces around us. There's a lot, by the way. It's only transactional. There's no community, there's no storytelling, it's just come and work. I'm not talking about like fancy ones, could be very also cheap. We found few starting from 120 a month, like hot desk, flexible, but you need to commit, all this kind of bullshit. So the discussion also with, okay, so I'm just gonna close up this thing. I realized that there is a huge potential to utilize underutilized assets as a community-based, not like just for the sake of having a working space. And that's a great way to bring people together, because it's easier for me to just walk 2 minutes and work somewhere instead of driving cycling 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I don't know. It's super convenient. That's the beauty of a city. And that's how those assets owners can make more money, but still keep their values, because we are bringing interesting people and we're creating interesting atmosphere. It's not only about co-working. I think this is what differentiates us. We are bringing people together. You also work. Don't look at it as you just come and work, which is, if you look at Omer's idea, is I don't care about anyone around me. I just need a place to work right now. So I'm not saying Omer is wrong. I'm just saying I'm not sure this is our direction. And I just realized through this conversation, our workaround can be this underground facilitator for community gathering. Very cheap because it's underutilized assets. It's not a venue. So I'm going to stop here. I have another thing I want to share, but I'm going to stop here to hear your thoughts, comments, questions, or whatever.
I think it can be super interesting because I was contacting yesterday by an alumni from my UX Design Institute courses diploma, and she told me, yeah, I want to meet you because I need to have some user research for my company. You are very good fit. When we can meet? I say, but let's go in Harlem, and I'm just looking for a place for working, you know, like quiet place. And until 11, nothing is open.
Wow.
You have one coffee place around train station, but it's €5 per hour plus consumption. So, and I think it's empty because I don't see a lot of people around every time. So I think it's super interesting to just say, yeah, I will bring you 70 people for 4 hours. Are you in or not? And I think it can be super interesting because people say, yes, we pay you for 70 people for €5. It makes a good amount of money for them. You can pay for the drinks and we take a commission. And it can be super interesting for sure. And how can you people want to have an app because the product is say you want to have product, you know, app like in Israel for scheduling everything, and what it look like, what they want.
It's web-based, by the way.
Web-based?
Yeah, it's not an app yet. They just raise money.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure, but I will send you the link.
Okay. Okay. This sounds good for me.
Maybe one sentence. It reminds me what Ming is doing. He's going to some kind of underground artistic places. They are strange, interesting people. It's like, feels like a pop-up, you know, it's a very unique experience. And that's what you will never get in a co-working space. Just look around you, search in Google. There are a lot of, around my, like 15 minutes cycling from my home. We found like yesterday night, 5-6 places. They're all boring. So we are not fighting against co-working space. That's what I told Shira. This is second comment. This is gonna inject it right now. One of the conversation, I didn't do it with you, Boris. I have a framework to understand businesses. So you need to understand the only question you need to really answer, what is the core interaction that you are facilitating? So Uber is a ride, Airbnb is a stay, a restaurant is dining, right? And every one of them have a different way to serve you, or a different kind of audience, or a different kind of features or pricing. But there are not a lot of interactions in the world. What is workaround core interaction? And you will say co-working. No, we're in a business of belonging. And how do you belong? By co-work, not the other way around. Because if you're in the business of co-working, it's about pricing and features and location and furniture or whatever. No, you come to workaround to socialize first and then to work, not the other way around. If you just want to work, go to WeWork. Go to an empty, soulless space. Fine. Work at your home alone. Fine. Go to a coffee shop or coffee place. Fine. But if you want to socialize, to meet people like you, to interact, to have this vibe, this interaction, this experience, workaround. We're in the business of belonging.
We are the Airbnb for community space.
Yeah, but in the essence of what is Airbnb, and by the way, that's what also WeWork tried to do in the beginning. And just a remark, Nori told me Airbnb sucks because it's only for teams and enterprise right now. There are no sole entrepreneurs working there. You feel very isolated if you go work there. It's like you don't know anyone, nobody interacts with anyone. So we are not a co-working space. Of course, you come to co-work. The reason you come to co-work is to socialize, to feel belonging, is to meet people around you.
Yeah. Well, co-work is just an excuse to meet up.
Yeah.
And we want to meet up during daytime, and all of us are working from home. So we want to meet people, but also be able to work. So we want the flexibility. Yeah. So co-work is just an excuse.
Yeah. And the second thing, by the way, Shira said, Sharon, you're working in the evenings and nights. You can't find a place to work at night. Boris is working at night. Maybe we'll take our coffee place next to our house and ask Michael, listen, you're closed after 5. We're gonna hire this space and offer people to come and work at night between 5 to 9. And then you have after drinks. I said, wow, this is fucking unique. Even just to test it is really cheap.
Yeah.
And it's not a big place. Like I said, this is for 8 people. It's very unique. You're gonna serve a coffee for free and a few secs and come work and meet people. And then I started to realize it's like a pop-up concept of trying community gathering events and content and connecting people in a meaningful way and things that they will never get in a co-working space. So imagine your week, right? Instead of working and seeing in your home office, talking to Zoom all day long, sitting alone, right? You don't eat lunch with anyone. Now you join Workaround. Tomorrow you're gonna co-work at Ming's place. The next day you're gonna meet Boris for 1 hour co-working because you're a designer. Thursday night, you have a project because you're working in a client in US, so you want to work at night, you come to Michael, a coffee shop, there is event, you come and co-work. And on Friday, it's a chill day, so you come to Workaround event to hear about growth design and whatever. This is Workaround. It's your life workspace to meet, to interact, and to work. That's it. Now we need to find an interesting way to do that.
Yes.
Because if we saw the job to be done wireframe, our phrase is simplify the way to belong interesting people like you.
True. That's it. You just said it. And the means is to co-work.
Or co-work or event.
Yeah, that's it. We are reframing work as a place to socialize and also to work. But if you only want to work, this is not Workaround yet, maybe in the future. Because we cannot compete with co-working space. It's going to be ridiculous, right? It's like there is no margin there for error. You need to be, it's all about pricing and features. But belonging, it's hard to build it, by the way. It's not for everyone. And it's a very defensible model because this is your belonging. This is where cool people meet. You cannot, it's not something you can copy.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
So our next event, next event is gonna be in our neighborhood. We're gonna ask few venues, really cool venues, really it's like amazing places that are underutilized to test, and it's very cheap. And we're gonna do a night co-working. And see how people react. And using a lot Nextdoor, by the way.
I will try Nextdoor because I saw a lot of people here at this moment.
Yeah, and leaflets or flyers or something like that. So very like guerrilla style.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What else I want to tell you? I think that's it. That was the who we are, what is our approach, why going transactional is hard because it's about the numbers and you need to figure it out. But if we are right, and people, it's gonna be easy, convenient, straightforward to come co-work as a first experience to join Workaround. And we're gonna provide them very cool venue and very cool experiences and vibes. I don't see a reason right now that I'm wrong, in my perspective. And we're gonna test it. That's it. And it's very cheap, relatively. I'm running an ad on Facebook, just to understand. I put like 15 euros, 1.5. 1,200 people like looking our ads. You have only 3-5 clicks. Now I'm not running the best ad in the world, but this is a race to bottom. But if tomorrow I'm gonna make it's if you see the Web3, we didn't do any promotion. 40 people registered, and now we have a waiting list.
Okay.
People are really looking, like if you have the right content or the story, people will knock on your door.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to put focus on the website, on events. That's why I think this is our main focus. It's an easy way. And by the way, it's very counterintuitive. When I explained to Nori, he was like, no, do ads. And, yeah, but you want to make it exclusive and to feel this is unique and invite only or something like neighborhood based, guerrilla style. So we are doing something counterintuitive. And we will continue testing. I think we need like 8 events to get it, like to learn from it.
Yes.
And so putting more emphasis on events on the website, it's creating great content. By the way, our best posts in reach are posts with pictures of our events. Like people see people, faces, happy, doing things, right?
Yeah.
The Facebook post that I shared with our faces, the people, the pictures that Ming took, 500 people saw it. We have 12 followers. It's crazy, right? Because it's very emotional. So events, and I think I have a few ideas how to improve the events. Also, we talked about it, me and Ming yesterday. Today we need to follow up, and tomorrow with people. I'm not starting the promotion yet. I think we're gonna start on, maybe today. We need to spread it on LinkedIn and then Facebook that we have an event. Right now we have 7 people that joined or 6. And also our meetup group is growing. We have 17 or 18 people in the co-working community. And I'm building the strategy how we like build this distribution tactics. So which channels, and we need to bring it together. So I have like a Trello card with all how do we organize events in terms of marketing? So which channels, which post, where. So I need you to add your ideas. You will look at it in Trello. There is a card called framework event, something like that. And I think this whole idea that I see for using Meetup and Eventbrite and LinkedIn and Facebook, they all have their own place for people to find events. So we are getting free distribution. And every time you comment on Meetup, people get the message, and I have their emails. And every time you register for our events, you're getting into our CRM. So our next event, automatically Eventbrite is sending you an email. So we are building our own channels, direct communication with our custom members, future members. And we just started, right? It was the first event, if you think about it, really. The first one was in the Vondel Park, just trying something, and this is our first event. So we just need to keep doing this, and it's compound interest.
Yes.
And also when I see the numbers of LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram all together, like if you combine all our channels, and Elaine and Nico is tweeting and posting, and Balash. So imagine more 20 people like this. With few also, I can use few hacks in LinkedIn. We are like, people start to addressing me saying, wow, you're all over LinkedIn. Like, what's happening? Let's talk. You don't see it on the daily, but the users in our website are increasing. More people see our posts. We are like really doubling down. So what I'm trying to say, the top of the funnel is exactly what we are building right now. And the bottom of the funnel is the event itself, with the giving people the experience to say, okay, this is fucking amazing. I'm going to come next time. I'm going to bring my friend. And of course, all the one-on-one. Yeah, that's also meeting interesting people. Balash, Nori, Nico, they all came from those channels, right? Lunch Club, Bumble. So it's working. Just you need more people to meet to find one Balash. Yeah, so this is like summarizing my understanding last few days. I think it's important to bring it up, just to know what's really working right now, as I see the numbers and what people care about. And yeah, I think that's it.
I say we have great momentum.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking about actions, so we need to redesign our landing page to focus on events. Boris, you're on that? Okay.
Yeah, I have been focusing for designing like low quality, low fidelity. Yeah, low fidelity page event, just for seeing what's happening, and the landing page will following.
Because there are going to be more events. Yes, sorry, just more events. And there is an embedded checkout from Eventbrite. So we are not redirecting people to outside website. Cool. Just you buy it on our website, right? Just so think about the journey and how do we put it on the front. Yeah, co-work and co-work are important, but I think people will willing to try the events first. But that's the assumption right now.
Yeah, and I will just focusing with the to be done on the way to simplify the way to build interesting people. Like put the event with this mindset. Like the landing page to just simplify the way to just meet and going into event.
Yeah.
Okay.
And keep posting, guys. Keep posting every day. Twitter, LinkedIn.
But yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that. We still have yet far away to catch up with you.
Every day. Don't forget, this is momentum. We are building momentum.
Yeah.
but for me, I don't know why, but my reach just skyrocket. Yeah, just rocket science with one post every 2 days. If I post every day, I have my reach. It's about 200, 300 people. And yesterday, 800 people just looking my post.
Wow.
Because I just post 2 different things just with carousel stuff, like 4 images, just explaining faster what is about the article. And 800 people faster.
Yeah.
So I will try.
By the way, what I thought is maybe opening a meetup group, growth designers in Amsterdam.
Oh yeah, and I know someone who just want to join.
So
Yes, that's right.
it's also. So if we have the first event title, you just needed a good title. That's what I did. I don't have the content yet, just have the title, and people will register if it's relevant. They will find us.
Yeah.
And then they also understand that Workaround is creating micro communities. So having two is actually makes a lot of sense because seeing one right now, it feels like Workaround is just Web3. But then if we have something that's drastically different from Web3, then people will understand, oh, Workaround is creating all these micro communities. Maybe I can also create my own micro communities. So we need to set the example. We need a second one. We need a second one.
I think the first one. Yeah,
sorry.
Go ahead.
I think the third one will be something that connects people like Elaine, community gather, something about not Web3, like people who are connecting, building, growing communities. There was one group in Amsterdam, and they stopped gathered like 2-3 years ago. And there are like 500 people there. So imagine I can just contact them and say, we have a new group. And this is free distribution, guys. This is huge. Even if people don't come, they see us. You know, it's a reminder. It's a 7 touch points until you join. You go to Meetup, you see Workaround. You go to LinkedIn, you see Workaround. You go to Twitter, you see Workaround. You like, seems like we are 50 people here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just left, but I continue to just listen you. I need to just 1 minute.
No worries.
I was also thinking that we should invest on about page, a team page.
Yeah.
I think that's important because when I look at the website and I'm impressed, I want to see the team. That's my natural thing.
I agree.
So I think
will
Boris
say,
should also invest in that.
Events and about us. And also the events, Boris, it's not only the page, it's also the footer and the header. Like people need to know we have 3 meetups group. We have co-working events. You know, we have content. So it feels like an ecosystem. We are building an ecosystem. We're not building something, one thread. And we're going to use the power of the community to grow. So people are going to share their content or build their own meetup with us. But we are the seeders, so we need to do the first steps. So people will be easier to follow and to take risks.
We are facilitating the creation of networks.
I agree.
I
agree. And yeah, and about us. And I'm gonna work on the communal fund, at least the landing page. So this is where we are going.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna say if you come to an event and you pay, 5% of the revenue is locked down in a communal fund, and this money goes to startup. So pay for events. There is a bigger and I get this. Yeah, there's incentive to join, really to pay. I have a few other ideas. I'm going to share it right now because it's going to consume all the time, but this is really big. So I see events because that's our focus, about us to create a clear picture about who we are, and then the fund in terms of the website. Anyway, you're building on your free time or whatever, the web app, the app, So this is a great place to test and to get feedback, right? Or even to invite people to participate in this building process. Yeah, so I think this is the order of priorities: events and social media post content, and then the rest, like about us and fun, which is this design. So Boris can work on the prototype, and we can. But I'm not sure. By the way, the manifesto is done. It's pretty bare bone. How it looks, very just empty pages without pictures, and we need to put in the soul that we have, like people's pictures or whatever. So maybe Boris, if you can review it again and take it to the next level before we are moving to about us, because right now it doesn't look compelling enough. So events and manifesto, I will say. And then about us.
I'm still thinking about the manifesto, the text, and also the design as well.
Yeah.
How we can make it more compelling. Yes, it's in my
Yeah,
list.
we just need to take it a little bit to the next level, so not empty pages without pictures. That's what I mean. Just to how it's gonna feel. Then continue iteration. To iterate, sorry. Yeah, and me and Ming gonna produce a new video for the like tell Warground from a personal perspective.
Yeah.
How it's changed my life, that story.
Yeah, so we're gonna show live of Sharon with Workaround. So we're gonna show three things: him going to an event, and him going for a co-walking, and him going to a co-working session. Like day in the week of Sharon.
Yeah.
With him Workaround. That's what we're gonna do, and then Sharon's gonna narrate the video. So yeah, I gotta prepare that thing. So I have to go now. Because I have to go to the city to sort my stuff, and I'm gonna come to you, Sharon. Come at 11.
Sure.
11.
Great. Okay, Boris.
Yeah.
You're not here, but you're here.
Yeah, I hear everything since because I just next door, so I just put the sound in top. I think all my building just hear what's happening. So yeah, it's good.
Great.
I'm just kidding because I just take my iPod with me, so no, it's good.
Hey, by the way, the hat. I do agree that it's nice to put text, like fun text on the hat. And so what's the status there, Sharon?
I think we just need to find nice design that does the logo, but also a sentence, and then we can create
multiple
5 pieces. Yeah. So it's just a matter of design, and in I really like what Shira, the supplier that Shira is using. They're very friendly, very responsive.
She hasn't responded. She hasn't responded back to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe she forgot. I need to get back to
her. Interesting. So yeah, we just need to find the design. That's it. Where do we place the logo?
Yeah.
Because I think people will tend more to. It's not about the logo; it's about the sentence, and the logo is just.
That's right.
A place, right? For us, it's more important.
They will understand the color.
Yeah.
They'll understand the color, the logo. They will understand it. So I was thinking in the event we give them a list. Which one do you think is nicest? Which one would you actually wear the hat if the sentence is there?
Yeah.
So we can ask for feedback, and then we can use the feedback to then find out what version we're gonna mass produce.
But yeah, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I will write it down.